Yesterday I was wandering through the grocery store and I noticed something extremely weird. Banana milk. Now I had no idea that bananas could be milked, so that got me thinking, what other things could be milked that I don't know about? And I stumbled across tens of hundreds of thousands of things no, I didn't discover thousands of things that could be milked, but I discovered like 15 things that I didn't know could be milked. So I bought them all, checked out, brought them back here, and today we're gonna be tier listing them in a milk alternatives tier list, starting with whole milk. Now the reason we need to start with whole milk is I know it's just normal milk from a cow, but we need a good baseline in order to compare everything to. So right here, I got a completely normal half gallon of whole milk. Give it a little pour. This is a good reference because moving forward, I'm guaranteeing you that the milks are not gonna look like this. So let's give it a try. Yep, that is normal, good old fashioned whole milk, A tier. That is the baseline for what we are expecting out of these milks. Anything worse than this has to go below A tier. Also, if you can see here, I'm gonna try a mystery milk at the end of this video that is gonna be insane, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But our first actual milk alternative that we're gonna be trying is almond milk. Costs $4.48, so almost double the price of normal milk. Its value proposition, best for low calorie drinking and smoothies, apparently, allegedly. I have my doubts, but Blue Diamond almonds, they do make good almonds, so let's see if they make good almond milk. Here's the container, let's crack it open. I really have no idea. Ooh, we got a little plastic thing. Let's get that off. I really have no idea what to expect when tasting these things. Let me get a smell. It smells actually just like almonds, surprisingly. Let's see what it looks like. Give it a little pour. Whoa, looks pretty white, honestly. Looks very similar to normal milk, but how does it taste? That's the question. Wow, it pretty much tastes like milk plus like a weird almondy aftertaste. I actually don't mind this whatsoever. This is kind of crazy. This is genuinely so much better than I thought it was gonna be. I've never had almond milk in my life, but genuinely tastes like actual milk with like an almond aftertaste. And I personally love almonds, so I don't mind it whatsoever. I think B tier is a perfect spot for it. Rice milk. Now this is another one of those milks I did not know existed before this video. $3.47, so cheaper than almond milk, but the value proposition, best for allergies and sensitive diets, apparently. The rice milk that I got with us today is from a company called Dream, and apparently it's the perfect plant milk. Now, I'll be the judge of that. Let's crack this thing open, see what it kind of looks like. Okay, it looks pretty white, honestly. It looks pretty much like milk. Smells a little weird, but you know, that's to be expected. Let's give it a taste. Not as good. Definitely not as good as almond milk. That is for sure. I'm gonna put it in D tier. Definitely tastes like rice water. Like almost like if you boiled rice and then you just took the water and drank it. That's basically what this tastes like. Not that good. It's not like necessarily super gross, but yeah, not what I would want out of a milk. Almond milk I would say is way better. Obviously whole milk, amazing. Let's move on. Flax milk. Now flax milk, I still don't even really know what flax even is, but apparently it's these like flax seeds. It's an actual seed that exists and grows out of the earth. And its value proposition is for omega-3 boost without extra calories. I'm not fancy enough or scientific enough to know what that means whatsoever, but I bought it and we are about to taste it and see what it looks like and tastes like. It's unsweetened as well. So this is just pure raw flax milk. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, definitely looks a bit creamier than the previous milks, but doesn't really matter how it looks. It mostly matters how it tastes. So let's give it a taste test. Ooh, that is the worst. That is the worst for sure so far. I'm gonna put flax milk in F tier. I don't even really know what it tastes like. But it doesn't taste good. I'll tell you that. Does not taste good. I would not recommend flax milk. Next up, we got a plant-based milk from Ripple for $3.67. The value proposition is best for matching milk in protein and creaminess. So I have some high hope. Apparently the plant that they use in this Ripple milk is yellow peas, which is a picture I have right here. I don't really like peas that much, but I'm holding out hope that maybe they did something crazy to the peas to make them taste good. So let's crack this thing open and see what we got here. Definitely smells a little weird, but let's dump it in here, see what it looks like. Definitely looks a little weird. That is not the greatest first sign, but how does it taste? Ooh, I don't like that. I do not like that. It definitely has a hint of peas taste to it, which is to be expected considering it's literally made out of peas, a vegetable. I'm gonna put it. It's probably above flax milk because flax milk is just a weird taste that I can't really identify. At least I can identify that this is a pea, a vegetable, and I feel somewhat more comfortable with that than a flax. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of D tier. I think that's the rightful spot for a pea-based milk. Lactose-free milk. Now, I wasn't necessarily sure if we should include this in the tier list, but I included it anyways. It's $2.99. The value proposition is best real milk without stomach issues, which sounds great. And apparently it's still just normal milk from a cow with the lactose like filtered out of it or something. I don't really fully know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a genius. I'm just a guy buying milk from the grocery store, and I saw it and I bought it. If this tastes the exact same as normal milk, then I think this is gonna go pretty high on the tier list because it basically sounds like it's supposed to taste the same with only benefits, which sounds great. I mean, who wouldn't want free benefits from their milk? Yeah, it looks pretty much just like normal milk. Let's see how it tastes. Yeah, that 100% tastes the exact same as the normal whole milk. Dang, I mean, it tastes the same as the whole milk. I think it's gotta go up here, and it's honestly pretty affordable. It wasn't as cheap as the whole milk, so I'm gonna put it, I mean, it's the same as whole milk, just no lactose, which if you're lactose intolerant, that's actually a question I have. If you're lactose intolerant, does that mean you can have this milk because it's lactose free? Let me know in the comments down below if any of you are lactose intolerant and have had lactose free milk, if that's true. If so, that seems insane. That seems crazy. Like, that's awesome. Maybe it should be S tier if that's the case, but I'll put it right above whole milk in A tier because it tastes basically the exact same. Another milk that I wasn't sure if we should include or not is A2 milk. I'm not entirely sure what A2 is, so I had to do a little bit of research. Apparently, it's a protein that's in the milk, and A1 is another protein that's normally in milk, and it filters out all the A1 and only has the A2 protein. Theoretically, this milk should taste the exact same as normal milk, kind of like the lactose-free milk, but it's good for people who might struggle with A1 protein in their milk. So maybe they're not lactose intolerant, maybe there's A1 protein intolerant, I don't know. That's way too much science for one tier list Tuesday video. I'm just gonna taste it and see what it's like. Here it is in the pour. Yeah, it looks pretty much just like normal milk. I have a feeling this is gonna taste the exact same as the lactose-free and whole milk, but let's see. Yep, pretty much tastes the exact same as the lactose-free and the whole milk, so I'm just gonna stick it right in between both of those in A tier. Banana milk, the milk that made me do this tier list. When I saw this in the grocery store, I was genuinely shocked. I had no idea banana milk was a real thing. How do you get milk from a banana? Is it just like banana juice or what's the deal? The value proposition is that it's best for smoothies and sweet drinks, which makes complete sense. I'm very curious to see if this is like banana juice or if it actually tastes like milk whatsoever. Here is the bottle. The packaging honestly looks pretty good. I just can't believe that there's actually bananas that can make milk. Am I just stupid or is that crazy to anybody else? Let's open it up. I would be extremely fearful to try this in my normal life outside of making a video. Whoa, smells like banana bread. Genuinely smells like banana bread. Kind of smells awesome. Holy cow. The question is, do you want your milk smelling like banana bread? It's definitely the most brown milk we have seen so far. Let's give it a taste. Whoa, that is weird. That is definitely weird. I think this is for sure the most unique milk we have tasted so far in this video. It smells like banana bread and almost tastes like a liquid water banana bread, which if you love banana bread, maybe this will be legendary for you. You should go out and try this. But I do love banana bread, but not enough to want my milk to taste like banana bread. I think this is gonna be a C tier. A C tier milk feels like a good place to put it because it definitely tastes better than the rice and plant-based milk right here, but it for sure is not as probably simple as a substitute as almond milk would be. I still think almond milk is probably the safest substitute for what you would normally use milk for. Like, I don't want my cereal in banana milk unless, you know, maybe you just love bananas. So I don't know, but I could see how this could be good for smoothies. I will say that. Cashew milk. I feel like every nut has a milk these days and cashews are included in that. It was $4.38. Its value proposition, best for smoothies and sweet drinks. Oh, maybe I didn't change that. I probably didn't change that from the last slide because that's exactly what the last one was, right? Let's go back. Yeah. Who knows what cashew milk is good for because I accidentally forgot to update the true value proposition. Anyways, the value proposition is probably no good anyways. Cashew milk, really the main thing is how does it taste? Let's open it up. Okay, here's what the cashew milk looks like. It looks pretty, it's not as brown as the banana milk, but it's definitely kind of brown. Doesn't really smell like anything actually, which is kind of weird. Could be a good thing. Let's give it a taste. Ooh, not the best. I'm gonna put this at the top of D tier. It's better than the rice and plant-based milk, but still has a weird taste. I don't even know if it really tastes like cashews. It's a weird taste though. And I've had plenty of cashews before, and this is weird. I don't like it. I would not recommend. But honestly, look at this tier list. Overall, I was expecting us to have way more F tiers than we currently do. So overall, these milks are kind of surprising me, to be honest. Next up, we got oat milk, probably one of the more famous milks on this list, in my opinion. $3.38. Honestly, one of the more affordable milks so far. Its value proposition, best for coffee and overall versatility, which I'm not a coffee guy, so I will never be using it for that. But as long as it tastes good, it can still rank highly. Here's what the oat milk carton looks like. We're gonna crack this sucker open and see how it pours. Oh, ooh, it's kind of like a tan. It's like basically the same color as these oats on screen. That's kind of crazy. Time to give it a taste. Whoa, oat milk tastes not bad. I kind of like it. Wow, this tastes really similar to milk in my opinion. Oh, I think I'm gonna put it right above almond milk. It can't be as good as the mainline, we'll call these the mainline milks, just milk from a cow. Milk from a cow kind of always has to be better than milk from things that can't be milked. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. But honestly, oat milk might be my favorite milk alternative so far. It has a little bit of an oatiness to it, which if you're like mixing in coffee or something, I'm sure might even taste good. So, wow, yeah, oat milk is honestly a surprise for me. Give it a bit of a pour. Woo! This is definitely one of the more white-looking milks we've had in a while. It looks like normal milk. Surprisingly, it doesn't really smell like anything. You'd think it would smell like coconuts. Let's see what it tastes like. Whoa! It tastes almost exactly like a coconut, which makes complete sense. It might almost be too strong though. One could argue that you don't want your milk tasting too strong, even if it tastes good, because most of the time you're using milk for like cereal or oatmeal or to make something. I'm gonna put it down here right above banana milk, because banana milk is kind of the same thing where it tastes really strong, and you don't want your milk to taste like you wouldn't want to put like strawberry or chocolate milk into your cereal. Or maybe you do. Maybe you want to do that if you're a psychopath. But generally speaking, you don't want the flavor to be too intense. And that's what I kind of feel like coconut milk is all about. Like maybe if you're making like a fun drink or something, coconut milk could be good. But I feel like that's a pretty niche use case for milk. So C tier feels fitting. Soy milk. I feel like this is one of those things where I genuinely did not know what soy was until this video. Maybe I'm just an idiot, but it's $3.97. The value proposition is best for protein and nutrition, allegedly. That's just what the internet told me. And I didn't know what a soybean was until I literally looked up this image. These are like roasted soybeans, I'm pretty sure. And apparently you can milk them. I don't really know how, but apparently you can. So here's the container of silk soy milk. 8 grams of protein, apparently, no added sugar. I am very curious to see what this is like. And I'm also kind of scared because I don't really know if I vibe with soybeans, but we're about to find out. Whoa, looks a bit more yellow than some of our other ones that we've had, but still looks pretty milky. I was honestly expecting a lot of the milks in this video to be like clear, like water, but all of them honestly look pretty milky, which I feel like is pretty impressive and kind of shocking to me as somebody who's never had anything but just milk from a cow. So anyways, let's give it a taste. Whoa, this tastes very similar to normal milk, in my opinion. Like, very similar. There's little to no aftertaste. There's like maybe like a slightly different taste though, and it's not necessarily a sweet taste or a good taste. Like the almond milk, you can taste the almonds for sure, but almonds kind of taste good. And you can kind of taste the oats, but oats are also a good tasting thing. Soy, this definitely has less of an aftertaste. It almost tastes the same as milk, but not quite. And I would say I'd actually prefer the taste of almonds or oats over the tiny, something is like slightly off about it and I can't put my finger on it, so I'm gonna put it at the bottom of B tier. I feel like that's a fitting place to put it, but I'm actually quite shocked as how similar this tastes to actual milk. I'm not gonna lie, my world's kind of being shocked right now because I've always been someone who's just like normal milk all the way, every time, 100%. But honestly, a lot of these milks are not as bad as I would think they are. I was fully expecting to make fun of like most of these milks, but honestly, it's pretty crazy. Human ingenuity. Who knew you could milk soy? Not me. Pistachio milk. Now, pistachio milk was a bit more expensive. It was $5.99. And the value proposition is best for flavor and dessert-like milk alternatives, which sounds great. We're basing this tier list off flavor. So if it tastes amazing, maybe we'll get our first S tier. Because so far we have had no S tier milks, which is kind of sad and disappointing. But this milk, maybe it'll have a boost of flavor. There it is. It's definitely brownish, tan. Let's give it a taste. Has a bit of a nutty smell to it, and you can definitely taste the pistachio. You can taste the pistachio. I feel like this is kind of similar to cashew milk. I'm gonna put it, I'll put it right above cashew milk. I feel like it's not the best. It's not the worst thing in the world. Flax, honestly, might just be the lone F tier in this video. Actually, it's getting more of a weird aftertaste the more I'm letting it stay here. I'm gonna move it down below cashew because I'm still kind of feeling the aftertaste in my mouth. Ooh, yeah, not a big fan. Not a big fan, but as I say, you can't love every milk in the book. Okay, 2 more milks left to go. We got goat milk. Now, goat milk is technically a cow milk alternative. Obviously, it comes from a real animal, and that's a goat. It was also $5.99, so a bit more expensive. Best for easier digestion than regular milk. So, hey, that sounds like a good benefit to me. I don't think I've ever had goat milk before. I knew some friends growing up that had goats, but I don't know if I ever actually had goat milk from them. I'm actually super curious to see if this is anything like cow milk or what about it tastes differently. It's kind of scary to try, but I'll be trying it. It looks like normal milk completely. I don't know how well you can see that, but it also smells like nothing. So maybe that's a good thing. Let's give it a taste. Honestly, it tastes good. It tastes really good. I would say this is, wow. Wow, I am kind of impressed right now. I think it's kind of impossible to say that it's S tier because even though it tastes like milk, if that makes sense. It doesn't taste better than milk, probably. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of A tier just because mentally I feel like I'm still slightly more wigged out by it being from a goat, even though I know I shouldn't be. I'd probably still default to just getting normal cow milk just because it's cheaper, it's simpler. I don't know if there's really any actual benefits. I guess easier for digestion, but I feel like the A2 and lactose-free milk do those better, and they're cheaper. Now we have one more milk to go. What could it be? But before we get to our final milk, I would like to address the elephant in the room. As you may have noticed, the background is completely different. We actually have stuff in the background compared to the last couple episodes of Tier List Tuesday. It's been completely blank, and that is all for one reason, and that is this comment left by @ease_o. He said, "Man, you got us some decorations in the background." So I got us some decorations in my background. However, I hate it. I absolutely hate the backgrounds that are currently existing. Like, these are kind of cringe, in my opinion. But I did it just for ease_o. And I'm throwing it away after this video. So this is the only video you will get to enjoy the RGB lights, the foam, the silver play button that's not even Tier List Tuesdays, unless I see 100 comments on this video in the next 5 days after the upload saying this: the background is fire. If 100 of you guys say the background is fire, they have to be distinct people. It can't just be one person spamming it over and over again, because I know we got some spammers in the comments. I'm looking at you, Tyler Spears. Unfortunately, the most comments I've ever gotten on a video, as you can see right here, is 89 comments. So it's looking highly unlikely. I'm so sorry, ease_o, but this will probably be the only video you can enjoy a full YouTube background. But nonetheless, thank you ease_o for a legendary Tier List Tuesday suggestion. I hope you enjoyed it in this one video, because there's no way 100 of y'all think the background is actually fire. Now time for the mystery milk that y'all have all been waiting for. What could it possibly be? I got it right here behind me. Let's pull it up. Look at it. It's blue. This mystery milk is literally straight blue. It's got some A&M branding on it, but what could it possibly be? Why is this milk blue? It's probably what you're wondering. You're wondering why the milk is blue. And that's for one simple reason that I will say after I taste it. Let's taste it first, and then as I taste it, I will describe what I'm tasting. Let's give it a smell. Whoa, definitely has the strongest smell out of any milk we have tried so far. Also has the strongest color out of any milk we have tried so far. Look at that. That's just blue. And I'm kind of scared to try the blue milk. But hey, I came all this way. We got to try the mystery milk. Let's give it a taste. Whoa, that is a crazy flavor. The mystery milk that I just drank is apparently a cotton candy milk. Yes, you heard that correctly. This is a cotton candy milk flavor that I just saw in the grocery store while I was prepping for this video, and I was like, I have to try it in this video. It honestly, it tastes very sweet and it tastes very good. Cotton candy milk, S tier. Thank you so much for watching Tier List Tuesday. I'll see you next week with another tier list.